3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to the South Park Phone Destroyer podcast. My name's Glanzer. Welcome to the channel. Today we got the return of SDNW. He's been off a couple weeks, but it's good to see him back. We also got OniChris, who's becoming a little bit of a regular. And
what's going on?
Also, guys, check out SDNW's new kid. Isn't that fucking awesome? And we also got Vegeta coming for the first time. Vegeta, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Dude,
how you guys doing?
Pleasure.
Thanks for supporting the stream.
It is a pleasure to have you here, Vegeta. Yeah, and just like he said, thanks everybody for being here. A lot of people will be trickling in as it comes. Make sure you share. Oh, kitty. Make sure you share the stream on your team chats, in your Discords, wherever, line chats, Facebook, wherever it might be. Let everybody know there's a live Procast right now about the game that they love to play. And we're going to jump right into it. We don't got too many announcements or anything like that. There's not a whole lot going on in the game, but there's a whole lot of little things going on that there's enough to talk about. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is kind of the tip of some people's tongues is the new pack changes, the premium pack changes. I have a video up on it if you want to get more info about it. Shameless plug, check it out on YouTube.
Shame.
And basically, as you go through the go through the arenas up until legendary, your shop packs will increase their rewards, but then also increase their price. But it's like a linear progression up. So you're at the end, you're paying almost 2 times the amount, and you're getting a little over 3 times the amount of rewards. So the value increases once you're in legend and as you go up. I think some people have some opinions on this, some big ones. Some people don't really care too much because they weren't ever going to buy these packs, and that's not going to change. But I think a lot of people did buy these packs after this, if not just to say, hey, I bought one of them. Chris, I know you have some opinions on this. Do you want to start us off with this?
Yeah, definitely, man. I don't want to come right out and say I don't like them, but
he doesn't like them.
I mean, they feel a little like predatorial, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but I mean, it's just a guaranteed legend is going to be so appealing to so many people. And I guess I could start off with the good things. It is a better pack value. So you do get, you'll probably get a legendary. If you don't, you're super fucked right away. But I think in this game of, hey, I can click something and maybe get something shiny. Now you have a basically $50 guaranteed dopamine release. I don't like it for that reason, because I think people are going to get addicted to it. And I don't love it because the game's going to be overrun with, bigger whales than anyone that's on this fucking stream right now. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. No, I'm just saying, man, there's going to be level 5s everywhere. Yeah. Level 4s. It's gonna fuck with the ladder hard for people that just are really well off or are into gambling and make a shitload of money at the casino and come home with $1,000 and then drop it all into legendaries because they're already gambling.
Luke's grandma.
Yeah, Luke's grandma, for one, definitely will be buying them.
Luke's grandma, rank 1, incoming.
I don't love it. I didn't buy any. I won't be buying any. The fact that there's what, 16? How many legendaries are in the game? 6? How many? Somebody knows, right?
I think it's 16 or something like that.
It's 16, so it's 7-point-something% chance to get the one that you want, which is, I think it's 13.
With also the chance to get none.
I think 13 sounds
11% chance to not get one isn't a small percent chance. Like, that's like the flip-flop of usually what the chance of getting a legendary is, So
still, it's about 8% to pull what you want.
Yeah.
Unless you need like 4 or 5.
5.8.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
That's my basic thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, Vegeta, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just...
Yeah, let Vegeta go.
Well, I bought 3 of them. The pros of it, basically, I was just chasing Sarah because I wanted to play around with sci-fi, and he's pretty good, The pros about the packs, the materials, you definitely get like bang for your buck with materials, because through like the 3 that I opened, at least in one, I pulled like 70 rares and maybe like 150 mats in total. And then 6,000 coins isn't really that bad. It almost like guarantees at least an upgrade. But just the cards itself, because there's such like a wide spectrum with all the themes and the new release cards, like the epics, because Classy and Santa also get like put into that equation, your drop rate for what you need is like extremely low. I pulled 40 rares, but yeah, they were something that I wasn't using, and the 11 epics that I got were already like double up copies. The legend, though, I did pull a Sarah, which was usable. A Hanky is pretty viable for me. But for the rest of it, like Chris said, you know, that you're running at less than an 8% chance to grab something that you need. If you already have your deck like solidified and you have good legends, I wouldn't really chase these packs. That is where it gets predatorial because people are addicted to spending the end game, you know, just like any other addiction. But this is at least like, I don't want to say healthy, but it's much more productive than something else that you can be doing.
No,
Where
crack
you
cocaine,
try
you
to
get
heroin.
stuff done.
Yeah, well, not even.
Well, it's
like
not the
that,
worst
you know,
thing you
if
could be.
somebody likes to drink.
Yeah, there's definitely worse things you could be doing.
True.
Yeah.
And the last point is nobody from rank 10,000 in global to even like rank 500 is going to be buying these packs unless you start a second account. So
Right.
the
That's what
best
I was
advice
thinking.
is if you guys are at like 6 of 8 or like 7 of 8 and you want to roll the dice, you need some materials, you don't want to go ahead and spend $50, which basically the pack comes out to. It's like $42 or something like that. And now they tax it, so you're real 50 for something that used to be 50. But if you're close on the legends, why not? But it has to be like all spread out, like 6 of 8, like in all themes. Other than that, I just really wouldn't go
Right.
for it. Or
Yeah.
if you don't feel like grinding out 133 PvP packs like some of us do.
Yeah.
Then,
The value
give
of
it a try.
PvP packs are definitely better. Like I said that in my video. But I agree where the only reason that you would want these packs is if you were like a new account and you really wanted to fucking catch up. That's beneficial because like every legend is going to benefit your account as a whole. But yeah, or unless you're like 6 of 8 on like 5 legends, maybe that would be worth it then. But even then, like the 11% chance to miss the legend, which would be mostly the reason you'd get it, like all the rest of it is good. Like the 13 epics, not bad, or the 12 epics, not bad. 30 some rares could hit something really good. Could hit 30 lightning bolts, 30 fireball. You know, could be something really nice. Could be trash. You know, so it's like probably more that it would be trash than good. So it's probably not worth it. Unless you really have a broad array of things where if you hit, it would benefit you.
Yeah, I've got a few things at 6 of 8, but I'm not really trying to get them. But at the same time, I can understand people when you're at 6 of 8. I know what it's like just to chase random packs trying to get something. So I understand where people are coming from when they buy them. It's too much for me. Plus, I'm done playing competitively anyways, so I really don't care to spend all that money. It's not the worst offer they've ever done, but at the same time, it is kind of steep price wise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have too terribly much to say about it personally because I've been prepared for this moment for a long time. I knew it was eventually coming that they were just gonna start tossing out these offers like this, and now it's not even an offer. Now it's just a regular deal. So
At any time, man. Anytime you want, $50, legendary like that.
Yeah.
It's better than the offers that they have right now for sci-fi. Where are the packs running right now for the every 4 you buy it's guaranteed? It's like 2,500 or like 3,000 right now.
I think it's like $20.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. So you know,
26%. Yeah, it's a bunch.
For $42, why not go ahead, take the roll, and then like at least refresh like another 26 PvP packs, 27.
Yeah, that's one part about it. Like if you buy a $50 cash pack and you buy one of those, you still have like almost 2K left over to do packs.
So spending money.
Not terrible, but I mean like I said also, I wouldn't recommend very many people getting them. It's a very select few people that would truly benefit from them, but there will be people who do it, whether it's like, hey, I need 6K coins, but I also want to get a bunch of other shit with it. So they buy that, you know, or just for there's people who don't understand that it's not a good deal, and they buy it thinking like, it's the best pack you can get. This is awesome, and they get it. Like they're not as it doesn't hurt them as much because the 2,500 packs were terrible, man. Like it was almost a waste of that cash.
Yep.
But at least at least now, I mean, their pricing on their cards is a lot. Like one epic is technically $4. Like it's ridiculous. And it's even shown that even though it's like 1.5, almost 2% or 2 times more the value, it's still not anywhere near a good value. So it just shows how much that they do overprice their cards as far as the premium stuff goes. And that's, you know, for the betterment and the detriment of the game. I think some people who are spending the money and stuff are glad that like, hey, these are really beneficial now, so now when I buy them they benefit me. But then other people are like mad that now that money actually benefits them, you know. So it's like I get it. I get it.
I feel like it's also kind of worth discussing how much $42 is, and that's just in US. Like fuck, dude, $42, man. Like,
well, that can be said about spending anything on this game. You know, it's a vicious cycle. You'll spend a lot if you start spending.
But now it's available all the time, anytime you log into the game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was always there.
Self-control.
You could have always bought them.
It's just now you just have better odds, man.
But they were trash before. Now they're like a guarantee.
They might. Okay, hear me out. Listen, hear me out. I don't know very many people who have bought those before. But when they switched to the counter, I already had 2 of 10 in the counter, which means that they clearly were tracking it.
Do I have?
So what I'm thinking is that they have always been doing this, where it's like after 10 you're guaranteed. It's just been behind the scenes, and now they're finally just showing us like, hey, this is what we were doing. We were doing this to guarantee that 13% that was advertised, but now it's no longer that 13%. So you were technically getting that same value with the guaranteed legend. You know, the total pack overhaul for the platinum packs obviously is different now. There won't be like the guaranteed legend counters on that anymore. It'll just be the straight 89% chance.
I think they're phenomenal packs for that very specific group of people. Those 2 specific groups of people that you're talking about. The 6 out of 8 people, and then the mega whales.
Right. Or beginning players who want to jump, who want a quick jump. Like there's a lot of people who will like if there's a starter pack that's $50 where you get something that's like 10 times value of what it normally is. There's a lot of people that will spend just that. They'll consider that their initial purchase of the game. They'll go free to play the rest of the time, but they got a huge jump and are able to like breeze through a lot of this content and a lot of the grindy stuff because of that initial jump. So there's some people who might think, you know, I'm going to buy this 1 platinum pack, I'm going to get 1 guaranteed legend, and that 1 guaranteed legend is going to carry me through to Silver Shield, which it might. Like my fucking level 1 mecha carried me through so many ranks, man. Ridiculous. But that was back when like nobody had legends.
That reminds me of the old meta. I don't know if you guys I know that Glanzer, you played with like an adventure locked account.
I still do, yeah.
Wally in here has an adventure locked. Do you remember the Sheriff Cartman packs when you first like in PvE you couldn't get to like sci-fi, but it was like 20 or like 30 guarantee copies of Sheriff Cartman for like $2, like along with like a whole bunch of mats and whatnot. That was definitely like the jump up, just like these premium packs. Also another field that like it might go to is, let's say you're ranked like 260 and you've been like ranked 260 for like 4 seasons and like you can't break it. Maybe, you know, like 1 pack or something, get like a rare or get an epic up and you'll be guaranteed top 250 for like the rest of the seasons for what, $42?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a lot more than 1 card that can put you over like that.
I don't know, man. WDT did it for me for top 25. 1 copy, 1 card, man, made all the difference.
You have that level 5 Dusa, man.
That's
level
true.
5 Dusa.
The level 5, every one of those copies counted.
Oh, dude, out of the 50 drop packs, I pulled 14 out of 50% last packs that I bought. I missed out on Satan. I missed out on Christmas. I missed out on all the anniversary.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving packs for the mecha is really what. Man, so many people were running mecha, and I was so happy that I had like recently gotten level 6 lightning bolt, because all these fucking people are rolling up with their level 4 mechas, and I'm like, lightning bolt still kills you, bitch. and then I had my level 4 and they were lightning bolting, and it survives with a little bit, you know, and then it survives the rest of the fucking game because no one runs like poison or anything anymore.
I learned about that in TBT today with my level 4 lightning bolt trying to zap down a mecha. I was like, no, die. He did not die. He just sat there, and I was just like, well, fuck you, get poisoned.
Lightning bolt and poison.
Yep,
Damn, it's a lot of commitment.
You're dead, man. You're dead.
7 for 4, man. It's worth it. He's a nightmare.
It wasn't
That's
that bad of a trade. Okay, let me be clear. I did get some other things in there.
Let me be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the packs are clearly for a certain set of people. There will be people who will never buy them, never think about it, because that amount of cash, even the 2,500 amount, is like, for a free-to-play player, it's such a long amount of saving up. It's like more than a month, maybe. I guess I don't know how much you get from each event, and it kind of depends on. Well, you know, it doesn't really depend on how lucky you get, because you when you get lucky in packs and in lockers, you're getting like 1 or 2 cash, so that's not adding up. But I guess you could get lucky in your daily thing and get like my one of my accounts had left 40.
I have free 20 in my shop right now.
Say that again, SDNW.
I've got a free 20 cash in my shop today, so
yeah, there you go. Like you could just get lucky with that, I guess. But I'm sure that's regulated to some point where you're not going to get.
It is. I've only seen it
too much
a couple times in a couple months. It's pretty rare.
But yeah, they are very protective of their premium currency. And I personally am glad that there's not ads. I think there are ads in some countries. You can watch an ad and get another locker. But I personally am glad that there's not, because I would watch every ad that there was, and it would just waste it would waste more time of my life, honestly. And that's more important to me than those ads, baby. I want those ads. It's more important to me than the 2 cash you would get, but like I would still fucking do it. You know what I mean?
I'd watch an ad for 2 cash.
And ads don't work with streams very well.
I'd watch 100 ads for 200 cash.
100 ads for 200
Sitting
cash.
there at work, just watching commercials for.
Yeah, exactly. I watched an entire anime season last night at work. So like, seriously, let me get to watch ads, please.
Maybe they limited it to like
farming all day with a macro.
Yeah, they usually do that where it's like you get a couple per day, 3 per day or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they're just not
90
available.
Minutes long.
90 minutes long. You have to watch a whole movie, and then you have to write a 500-page review on it.
There's homework on the ad. About that.
And if it seems like you faked it, they don't give you the 5 cents.
They take away the money. You lose. You fail. You lose Cartman cash.
Yeah. So I think
grammatical errors minus cash.
You know, I think we're kind of all on the same page about the packs. I can understand people being upset with them because it will flood the market a bit. I think it's anything that does net them income, I think is beneficial, because it benefits the game, and I want the game to continue. Because I don't want the time that I've spent to, you know, just disappear because they didn't get a paycheck, you know. But I'm not recommending anyone buy these packs. I'm not saying they should, but I've definitely seen people pull some pretty lucky cards from it, getting their 7 out of 8 or something like that to get to level 4. So goods and bads. One more hanky.
I have kind of mixed emotions on that.
Level 4, dude. Then I can switch out for Hermes. He's just so good.
Level 4. Hanky level 4 is stupid good.
Dude, I'm running him level 3 and he's killing shit for me. Like,
go ahead, sorry.
So good. He killed for me in Team Wars this week. With the Warboy tweak plus Hanky, dude. It was mayhem, dude. He murdered bitches.
Yeah,
I never
definitely
saw.
took a bar.
I cannot believe I had Warboy. Hanky just got hit by a bar, didn't get killed, was coming back with like a third health. I Warboyed. Hanky went all the way from midline to Nathan before Nathan got his attack off and one shot Nathan, and then went in and took bars. It was ridiculous. It was nuts, man. Team Wars this week was fun. We can transition to that later.
Fucking love this week.
But we'll start. I think we talked about packs enough.
Yeah.
They're dumb. You shouldn't buy the shot packs.
Dumb.
But okay, I will say I love the matte packs. I love the matte packs. 1,500 coins for 1,900. Plus 100 and some. It's great for the adventure lock deck. You can actually kind of whale on the adventure lock deck if you want to now. So some people could start an adventure lock deck and just throw cash at it and get like a level 10 man bear pig. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
That'd be sick.
Don't do that. But it's nice to have those matte packs mean something and not have to. I honestly like that they doubled it, because most of the time you'd kind of buy them in bulk anyway. So instead of having to buy 10 of them at 1.5, times value, I buy, half of them at double the cost, but 3 times the value, the math.
Did you just trip? What the fuck happened?
I just dropped my phone because I moved from the table because my buddies are playing Magic.
Oh, they're playing Magic?
Welcome to my buddy's floor. Yeah, they're playing Magic. Magic the Gathering.
All right, he's back.
People get off the server like Luke.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, so packs. I mean, it was like you said, SDNW. It is inevitable that stuff will increase the value. Just kind of the notion of these games. The new people have to have some sort of viable way to catch up to be at least competitive in like a legendary standpoint, or even just to get to silver. You have to have level 4 epics to get out of silver right now, or you just have to like really outplay people, but that's not worth it, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch over to the new changes, and then we'll also talk about the second to newest changes, BHK, Ninja, those buffs, now that we've played with them a little bit. Kitty. We got the most recent buffs / nerfs. I don't know if there's a nerf, but Warboy, Tweak, Astro, and Hyperdrive got touched. They all just across the board, they got an increase in the speed of the Hyperdrive, and then Warboy got lowered in cost. They didn't change his stats, did he? I don't think they did.
No, his stats didn't get changed.
And was there any nerfs? What else came with that patch? Does anybody remember?
Hallelujah nerf.
Was that patch? Or was that the Ninja one?
Yeah, it was that patch.
Okay.
It was Hallelujah and Ninja both got got nerfs.
Yeah, and then before that it was Ninja, BHK, Hallelujah, nerfs. Satan got nerfed pretty hard. I think 4 is still alright, but 3 is bad.
There were 2 sets of nerfs in there? Did I miss something? There were two patches? What you talking about?
Well, the Warboy, the Warboy Hyperdrive stuff was a separate one, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
No, it was all the same.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I think it was like a Tuesday and then a Thursday. I swear to God. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong. So
either way.
Yeah. Anyways.
Either way, all of those changes, all of these changes. We'll talk about this a little bit later with the card event changes, but we got to see Warboy at 6, Ice Sniper at 6, and Space Warrior at 6 more than we had probably ever before. Which is cool to kind of see what they would be like without having to actually invest the time. I wish this would have been a thing a long time ago, because then we would have had more time to invest in the cards that we thought. Because I might have pushed more into Ice Sniper Wendy because I think she's really fucking badass. But it's really cool. And Warboy was pretty good at 3. I don't think Hyperdrive is worth it yet. And Astro just got a little bit better. Still not as good as the Epic, but if it's your common choice, I'd probably run him over Cyborg if I had to choose, just because of the half cost.
Oh hell no. Cyberger's too OP.
Cybergers. So
Cyber.
what card do you want to talk about first? You guys want to talk about a specific card first? Kind of.
I want to talk about Satan last, and then everything else in any order.
Okay, Satan last.
I agree.
I think Warboy is the biggest one in all honesty.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 3 cost is very big. He doesn't get hit by New Kid.
That is super fucking annoying, man.
Buffs himself.
Oh my god.
The variability in it is what really sucks. It's either like 2 to 2.4 seconds to 4 to 4.4 seconds. So it's like, it could be awesome because 4 seconds is quite a long time, but 2 seconds isn't quite a long time. So
someone asked me a while back why that's the case, why it is random like that, and I think I have a solid theory on that. All the tweaks
they're all random.
They're all random. Yeah, so you've got Robin tweak hits a random one of your cards. Outlaw hits a random thing. So Warboy has to do something random, and considering he buffs everybody, well.
Guys, wait. Are we gonna talk about the elephant in the room? The massive amounts of blatant hacking going on, and the blatant energy hacks, and the lag switching, and the frogs are turning gay, and they're spraying shit in the air to make it docile. Anyway, continue.
Turning the frogs gay.
Dude, did you see that?
Continue.
Not to get crazy off topic, but did you see the one video of the 2 Cartmans and the 2 Randys in the same match? Somebody put on Reddit.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely like some kind of hack or some kind of trick.
Some kind of exploit. I sat there for a good while.
Like Perutemia?
Pull it off.
I didn't actually see that one.
So what was happening?
Anybody with a hex editor nowadays, man, you can do anything to these games.
So what was happening, Glanzer, was someone was playing and they had Sexy Nun Randy and Amazingly Randy in their deck at the same time. Same with Grand Wizard Cartman and Zen Cartman, and they were able to play both those cards at the exact same time. So Sexy Nun Randy and Amazingly Randy came out exactly in the same second.
What's his face was doing with Dougie by switching his internet off or something? And they
I'm
both
not
came
sure
out at the same time.
If that's how they did it, but that may very well be how they did it. Either way, it is an exploit.
I honestly don't think there's energy hacking happening. If somebody can show me
there
a
is an
video,
energy hacking happening.
Man, I don't know. Okay. There might be, but it's so not blatant, and it's so rare that like all these people saying that it's like every 2 matches are misinformed. Maybe every once in a while they hit one, sure. But I've never seen someone. I don't
think there's any energy hacking happening.
I've never seen somebody send me a video where the opponent plays more energy than them.
Every single time I've ever heard someone, I mean, since way back in the day when the hacking thing was dealt with, it's always the person's just being salty and not understanding where they miscounted energy-wise. It's always...
Or not realizing how quick the energy comes in the last minute.
Exactly. When people are like, oh my god, he played Grand Wizard Cartman and then Satan right after. Well, yeah, you get...
By the time the spawn happens, you have another energy in your hand.
Yep.
Yeah, he was at 4, and if he has staff up, it doesn't take like 7, it takes 3.5.
Right. Yeah. So it's...
Somebody said...
It's possible.
I will say that I have seen it, but way more towards the start of the game. Maybe I've seen it two to 5 times ever, and it was incredibly blatant. Otherwise, it's insanely rare and probably I don't know.
Right. I've definitely seen like
they made changes with it
the accounts with level 1 cards that are just spawning them up the ass. I've definitely seen those, but that's been a long time since those. I think they did squash a lot of those. There is a bot going around though. Like that's actually a thing. A bot is playing the game. It's not very good.
Mm-hmm. Does SPPD things? Yeah.
Yeah. SPPD underscore number.
Sure that Siemens dude at a challenge. I'm pretty sure that's a bot as well. I think that's a computer because I played him on the EU server and he was like 12 steps ahead of me in challenge mode. It was disgusting. I got run over in 42 seconds.
Crazy.
It was disgusting.
Do you think it's a robot that's just killing it?
Yeah,
or...
I think it's a computer-based program that will compare stats from like your drop and go ahead to like the next best drop for them.
Well, it's true. It is rock, paper, scissors, and if you win every rock, paper, scissors, it's possible. That'd be interesting.
I kind of assumed that either person or bot or person controlling the bot was just manipulating like challenge mode runs with like 1,000 other SPPD underscore whatever, and just entering them all at the same time over and over and over until he finally gets the perfect challenge score.
That's what I assume. I thought it was
That's
too.
possible.
Someone with just multiple accounts.
The only reason that I would say no, and you can take this as you will. Some people don't believe anything authority figures say.
We don't believe you, Buck.
Buck said they looked into it, and he wasn't matching up against the same people over and over. The matches seemed to play out like normal matches. So if he is doing something, he's got it so figured out that there's nothing suspicious about it. So I'm not even mad. Good for him. Get your 5 epics a week, buddy. Tell all your friends. Like, whatever, man. It's not like the reward's big enough to
deserve those 5
It's not like the 5 epics is that big of a deal to be so upset that this guy's beating the fucking man, dude. Why are we upset? We should be holding him on our shoulders. You fucking talk shit about Red Links all the time. This guy's beating the man. He's doing what you guys fucking preach and scream about, and he's doing it, and now you're mad at him.
Well, my thing is, like, I mean, we have teammates and like a lot of the really good Illuminati players, or just anybody that wants to just have the bragging rights of being number 1 basically has that stolen from them now.
Well, this bragging rights are number 2. Everyone knows it's an asterisk.
No,
whatever.
Everybody wants to see the number 1 in game, and now we see this dude every week. And if he's a real player, then he's a god and he deserves it.
He needs to come out, man. Interview, man. Come on the stream. We'll have an interview. You can tell us all about how you got to be such a fucking god.
Yep.
We need to snatch him up before Dire Tide does.
Hirsch is in his DMs right now.
Right.
He's learning Russian just so he can figure it out.
No, I gotta step up on him already.
All right, so Warboy Tweak, good. Maybe not necessarily playable, but definitely. I mean, I could see a really awesome.
Playable?
Well, you'd have to have the deck set. You couldn't just throw him in a deck. You know, you'd have to kind of have a burst deck set. I think him and Gunslinger would be hilarious together, but unfortunately they would die to like Aerostorm and shit like that. Because if you could time Gunslinger perfectly, like if you can time those two and figure out that timing perfectly, and have the boost attack and a speed at the same time, oh man, you could clear through some shit. Bye Zen. Be awesome.
Yeah, he already melts tanks. It's pretty. I don't know. I don't like the hyper.
You don't like any of the sci-fi shit, man.
I just get PTSD from the original BFU.
And Poison was king.
Yeah, well, Poison was king back then, but the original BFU with the broken hyperdrive.
Nobody was running
dropping from like top 25 to like top 100 in a day.
Nobody was running Warboy though. It was just hyperdrive.
He was bossing his shit body, and hyperdrive was just the better option at the time.
Oh, for sure. The amount of time you get, I remember how many games I won because I led with Rats hyperdrive, and it killed who they defended.
There's no fucking.
And I took a bar.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have level 6 Rats at that time. Like most people had level 6. I had level 5. The people doing that with level 6 were just probably destroying people.
Yeah.
But I will say Hyper seems to be in a good spot. I do think it buffs certain characters more than others.
Of course,
it might be some interaction with the speed boost as it relates to the standing time, the pre-attack,
the animation,
the finish time. So it must only buff part of it, and so some cards have a longer. Like Terrence and Phillip attack fucking crazy. Astro doesn't attack very fast.
Yeah.
Hanky attacks like a madman.
My bottom line on the card, final thought, he's playable now. Like he could be viable in a deck. You might have to build around him in some way, but he's definitely playable.
Right. I think he's kind of like a high level Wendy right now, like a captain or something. Like playable, but you know it's not gonna really win you games.
Hypercox ate my Maxi.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's great with.
It's not right.
I mean, it's a good thing BHK.
Deck.
It's a good thing BHK got nerfed though, because you know he's a nightmare with that speed boost. You know, getting that extra 2-3 taps in and everything else gets buffed. It's a good combo, man. Gotta run that
now
Aerostorm. You
it
gotta
does
put one more
run
blue
Void,
card
but-
in SDNW. Just put Aerostorm in.
I already have Aerostorm and level 4 Aerostorm and level 3 Ink and Craig in my deck to deal with all this shit.
Whale, chill.
I know, right? I know.
Those level 3s, man. That's great. All right, so do you guys have anything to say about Hyperdrive as a spell? I still don't think it's viable.
No, I don't think Hyperdrive.
Did I miss the War Boy?
That's what we were
Yes.
mostly talking about the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
He's pretty viable for like a 3-drop.
I think so,
Unlike
too.
the other tweaks, like like you can control an imp tweak to where like their first drop, maybe they lead out with a tank, you swap out and flood. That's good. Also, like the Robin tweak, like CKI combo is almost guaranteed. But this for the 3-drop, like SDNW was saying before, like as the tweaks are random, I think his cost got dropped down because all the other ones cost 4 to a 3 because he is uncontrollable. Like there's no way that you can exploit his ability to go ahead and like benefit one card.
Right.
And he's definitely a better option in my opinion than the Hyperdrive because at least you get a range unit with like like 4 range and decent attack.
Yeah, he's
It's not
don't
that hard
knock
to
his
do.
health either. He's got a decent health pool.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to
Well,
fair trade with it or
well.
burn Purify and then he costs 1.
Nah, I never
So
burn
it's
Purify
really-
in that shit.
Yeah, it's not long enough to
I
purify, but
haven't either.
it's definitely good. And yeah, you'd have to have your deck because if you have like if you're hyper driving Santa, it's not gonna be it's not gonna matter much. But and
Man,
then
you don't know
like
what
we
the
said,
hell
Astro's like all right,
The sack.
the
Hit him with the sack.
You're like 2 hits off with it.
and then okay, let's talk BHK and Ninju. What do you guys think about the BHK nerf? Basically, he gets killed by Aerostorm and Rogue.
Man, I like it, but I think I'm biased because Ninja still does work, and BHK was a big problem for me. I said it before. I think he should have been just 3.5 cost.
Right.
But more than anything, I like the change because he was way too strong for a 3-cost card that also could fly, do
Yes.
damage, heal, and buff, which is fucking insane. They should have just taken away. They should have lowered how much he buffs.
Right.
Now I mean, I like it because he dies to pretty much everything before he can get more of the buffs off. But yeah, I think it should have been a little bit different. But I agree with it. He needed a nerf. I'll defend that to the ground. And then Ninju was overpowered. I run him. I agree he was overpowered. He's still crazy strong. I mean, plus
2 points
107 or
about-
plus
wow.
78.
Sorry, Bio just
Uh,
informed me that level 4 Rogue does less damage than BHK's health by 2 points.
Better
Ooh.
nerf
But it's
BHK. some more.
324 to 326.
I will say level
And then-
3 Inkin now kills even level 5 BHK, so that's pretty great.
Yep, that's very
Rogue Token's a clear card anyways. It means he does his job almost.
Yeah, so I think that BHK dying early is kind of the intention. Like he's a 3-cost, cycle back to him, get it back. You could buff more cards with the same with 2 BHKs, but I would have done it opposite actually. I would have taken BHK, left his stats, maybe taken his attack down a little bit, left his health. It was okay that he survived like Aerostorm and Rogue because it just meant that you saw less Aerostorm and Rogue and you just dealt with BHK in different ways. But I would have taken his maybe 1 point away from his attack, a little away from his heal, maybe even taken his heal out completely. And then Ninju, I would have left the stats maybe or left the ability possibly and changed his stats because I think that he's way too beefy, man, for the amount of health that he did. But if you took it down like to 100 instead of 101 to like 110 and then also affected his stats, I think that would have been a nice medium. But it's interesting they did it kind of the opposite way that I thought they would have.
So yeah, for BHK, I thought he just needed to be 4 costs and get rid of his heal. But
Yep.
this is all right for me, I guess. I guess I can deal with it. I don't think him having less health is really that big of a deal because he was already getting cleared by Fireball. He was already getting cleared by Stom. He was already getting cleared by all the clear stuff except for Aerostorm. And now, I mean, he only dies to equal level Aerostorm, which I mean, how many people are running like 5 Aerostorm compared to 5 BHK, But his problem is he can sit behind tanks and just keep on healing and healing and healing the whole time.
Yeah, and it's completely random if his 60-some attack kills a Zen or something. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, and he just sits there and keeps buffing everybody that comes out after him. He's still really super strong. Ninju, on the other hand, I think Ninju could have been nerfed more. I personally would have just liked to have seen his attack boost cut even further than it is. I know that's shocking to everybody that I think that Ninju needs more nerfs, but I do. I think he needed to do maybe 80 at 4. I think would have been a solid spot. So yeah,
it's a good number.
Nerf my green cards. Do it. But yeah, I've explained though that the only reason I really care about that is because I lose to Ninju more than I win with him. So any Ninja nerfs to me are technically semi-beneficial, I guess.
I like where he's at.
Vegeta, you got anything to say about Ninja BHK?
Well, onto the pros first. I feel that the BHK nerf was absolutely perfect, like how they did it, because level 5 used to not die from blowback damage, and I'm a level 24. And just to hard clear that, let's say even lightning or hook hand Clyde, you're still running the risk, and either you're running the risk of the HHC hitting New Kid or some crappy summon, or you're going -1 on a card that shouldn't have to get hard cleared. And basically, I ran into Glanz. I know that you hated this build as well. Anybody rocking an Osimo and a cockbox behind Dusa and BHK is absolutely broken. And everybody that was defending the nerf was playing those cards. But energy wise, it's okay, you go ahead and stack 12. I defend with let's say 15, and I lose at midline for that 3-drop. That shouldn't happen, just because his heal and his attack animation speed is almost the same as a regen. So really the card, in my opinion, is at least worth 5. Onto, yeah, I know that you guys don't understand the math, or if you guys question the math. Any special ability card that I see played, I add +1 onto it, because it's just in effect. You don't have to run freeze ray for program stand. That's how my numbers work. The Ninju buff, the Ninju nerf was way too underwhelming. Level 4 is still broken. Plus 107 versus plus 125. You took off 14 points. What is that going to do me? A 9% decrease in your Warcry animation? And you have still 800 health for max level 4?
Yeah, I was just talking about the health in chat. I think having green cards with high health is necessary and is important because the theme is based around healing. You can't heal things that are dead. So I'm fine with green cards having less attack damage, which they typically do. I mean, Witch Doctor token is the only token that, or is the only card in the theme, that really has an up on any of the other themes. Medusa attacks slow as fuck. I mean, yeah, she hits hard, but she attacks slow as fuck. It's green's a healing theme. It should be a healing theme. You need high health.
Right. Yeah. So high health, lower boost.
Yeah.
And then stack them as much as you can.
Yeah.
I think adventure right now is one of the only themes that's a little bit lacking. I think the balances are getting towards every theme being really playable, and not everybody has to play Mystic. But adventure also has YPC Som. Maybe they all are already.
Right. I think it's fairly balanced. Obviously, there's some combos that are definitely way better, but there's also those combos are better against the meta combos, or the meta combos are better against that, and so it kind of makes it meta. And you'll see more Aerostorms in other cards because BHK got nerfed. You'll see more adventure just because that card got nerfed, I bet, which is an interesting a nerf to one card can sort of buff another card just by making it actually get the value that it should from a commonly played card. So then people have to decide, there's going to be a lot of Aerostorms, and then people are going to stop playing BHK, and then people are going to stop playing Aerostorm because they don't see BHK as much anymore. And then they'll sit there for a while. No one will play BHK. They'll see on the stats that BHK is an underplayed card. They'll buff him back up. He'll be broken as shit, and the cycle will continue. See you next year, 2022.
Yeah, well, when testing the changes, it was super apparent that the hyperdrive increases, namely to Warboy, were a stealth buff to Cox. So then everyone started playing Sci Fantasy. I mean, this is just for testing. I'm saying this isn't necessarily ladder, but everyone started playing Sci Fantasy. So then the best counter was to throw Aerostorm in your deck, and like I said, even Ink and Craig was useful for it. But yeah, that's just how the meta shifts, Every change to every card shifts the meta in a certain direction, It's as long as it's a noticeable change, it shifts the meta.
Yeah, they're working on chipping Mystic down. Everybody was complaining about it, but meanwhile, Chicken Coop still spawns 12 fucking chickens forever, and Baby still costs 3. And Shield Made Windy still costs 3.
Cock Magic is still probably, in my opinion, the most OP card in the game.
Yeah, when you think
it's the best card in the game,
value-wise. When you think about the amount
it is the best card in the game value-wise.
Well, yeah, because think about the amount of hits it takes to kill it. 12 hits, no matter however much your attack is, it's 12 hits, right? But when let's say you're attacking a tank with the highest damage card in Assassin, it still takes like 12 hits, if not even more, depending on the tank. And that assassin is going to die anyway. So it's a ridiculous amount of attacks that it takes to clear that card. It's a strong card. I'm surprised it hasn't ever been touched.
No one's been complaining about it, really. Everybody's been complaining about Mystic. Yeah. And they're listening now, which I really appreciate. They did a big Mystic fuck with, but nobody's talking about how fucked up, how broken red is.
I mean, obviously BHK.
I have been.
Obviously BHK.
just you, man.
A BHK nerf hurts the Cox, but I mean, it still does its job.
It doesn't even hurt the Cox, dude.
Still does its job. Yeah, it's just. I mean, it does hurt it. It just does. It doesn't make it. It's not a big enough change to like change your deck, Unless you have the Ninju, maybe Ninju's a better option for you now. Like that's the only real. Because I was running both of them, just kind of depending on what deck I had, and I think both of them had their pushes and their pulls. BHK was pretty easy to get the value from. Ninju kind of had to play him right. You could get fucked by a Purify with Ninju. BHK, if they use a Purify, it's almost wasting it. If BHK is still alive, if he's dead, it's fine. But if he's still alive.
I don't agree with that. Purifying Ninju? That's not a waste at all.
No, BHK,
not Ninju,
BHK. Yeah.
BHK.
Oh,
Ninju for sure. That's our comparison. Like you could get fucked completely if someone purifies your Ninju, and then you just have a pretty decent, tank range. And then with BHK, if you do purify while he's still out there, he could obviously still get more value. And even if you purify after he's already dead, you're gonna die to them anyway.
You're not getting that much value out of the Purify because it's usually only like a 30-40 buff. I mean, if they're buffed over 100, Purify the fuck away. Like a 30 damage increase on a couple cards isn't really worth the 2 energy, in my opinion. In most circumstances, I mean, obviously it depends on the circumstance, but yeah, purifying BHK just has always felt incredibly lackluster to me.
Yeah, I agree. I misheard. I totally agree.
Yeah, the only thing
I think go ahead and purify a continuous buff.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Exactly, dude. I mean, it's just not a good play. But could maybe in a couple of situations it'll save your life,
Yeah, Medline, maybe.
All right, what other cards would? I mean, Hallelujah, right? Still does his job. Makes regen a little bit more viable, I guess. But I think Hallelujah still has its fit.
Hallelujah thing pisses me off because I used to use it to keep assassins alive after Tower Blast on like level 19 new kids and stuff. Because like I'm already beating you. let me just beat you a little harder. But
why not?
Yeah, but now it's I miss out on that. It makes me sad.
That's the one nerf where I was like, why?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I was like, why?
No, it's because
why?
if you
what does
go,
this do for anybody?
if you go on to, I'm sure honestly Hallelujah is really devastating in like lower tier, because if you go onto Facebook, if you go onto Reddit, if you go onto the Red Links forums, if you go onto the masses, Twitter, all that shit, there's constantly people talking about how broken Hallelujah is, how broken Mystic is, and Mystic has some very strong cards. Mystic has the combo potential that you can't dream of with Zen and Witch Doctor, fucking Ninju, Medusa, like all that shit. It's crazy the shit that
Pope.
Mystic could do. Yeah, plus
yes,
Pope.
Mystic is self sustaining.
Right.
Like it can
Exactly.
play on its own.
Well, it's not. I mean, there's not an argument that Mystic's not the best theme in the game. It's an argument
No,
that
there
Hallelujah didn't need to be touched like that.
But yeah, Hallelujah definitely didn't need to be touched. I always wonder, like, why people are like, "Oh, Hallelujah's so broken." Like, what about fucking Fireball, man? That actually kills things. Hallelujah, you need things to be able to survive, and you're healing them. It's not even
Right,
direct
which
damage,
means you have to in some way outplay your opponent. In
Yeah,
some
it's-
way, in order for Hallelujah to truly benefit you, you have to kind of already have been winning.
Yeah, you need. It can be used to turn the tables, sure, but it's
But if somebody's
can't be used to turn the tables any more than a Fireball can.
right, Fireball
is
is just as impactful.
Way stronger.
It's very much. It's often a counter card.
Oh yeah,
Against Satan.
Right.
If somebody,
Yeah.
Hallelujah is an anti-Satan card, not a I'm extra winning card. If somebody
That's
beats
true.
That was
Satan
actually
and
one
you
of the
have
things I
Hal,
liked.
That's
Boom.
definitely a new use for Hallelujah. Like if you
That was one of the
if you
things I liked
Hallelujah right
having
after
the,
Satan.
I liked having the health increase for certain cards, because there were a few cards that you could use the health increase on Hallelujah preemptively to know that they would survive the Satan hit. Like you'd have a few cards walking up, you want your main cards to survive the Satan hit. You know the Satan's coming. You don't have UC in your hand. You can preemptively Hallelujah. You'll save like those cards that you wanted saved, and the card that was gonna normally die to him anyways, even if he was at full health, is now at full health and a little bit extra, and now he survives the Satan too. Now that's gone, so Satan has more power in that aspect. But
now it's still viable because of his war cry is worse, but it's still. I mean, I can't go on anymore about it. Hallelujah! It just got nerfed like a month or two ago. That was fine. Okay, you had your nerf.
Yeah, that was uncalled for too. Fuck anyone who nerfs on healing. Like, seriously.
I would say
healing is the most nerfed thing in the game. All I want to do is run healing. All I want to do is run a healing deck. Keep nerfing every aspect of healing.
Buff Friar Jimmy.
Buff Friar Jimmy.
Yeah.
Buff Angel Lindy. Let's go.
Buff Commons.
Let's go.
Common. That's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, Hal didn't need to be touched.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hallelujah was. I mean, it's just every time they touch it, it's just like, oh, well, now I definitely need to get it to level 5, or I need to get it to wherever you are. Because I was running it level 4 pretty well. Like, it does its job if you just use it to, keep some people alive at the end. But I mean, now it was definitely stronger when you could buff the 6 element Randy Robos and shit like that. Because that was definitely a real thing.
Token.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something
that's a change that needs to be addressed here.
It's weird.
Chris.
Oh my god, can I talk about it? Oh my god.
Chris is gonna flame for a sec.
No, I'm confused. Okay, so energy staff doesn't get affected by cock magic because it counts as a totem, right? But vacuums can get healed by Maxi for I don't know why, but energy staff can't. Chickens and snakes can still get buffed by Kyle. Vacuums no longer can.
It's because they're robots, man. It's because they're robots. Maxi repairs everything.
It doesn't make any sense. The Roombas don't have any don't have the properties of anything else in the game, and they're completely fucking random.
Chris, you didn't see the season 5, episode 4, Maxi the Hacker Priest? He's hacking the robots, dude. He's just healing them with his hacker powers.
I haven't tried, but I'm sure maybe they count as kids. Maybe they're fucking kids. And
no, they count as Combonis.
Oh, there you go. He's just riding the Roomba Comboni, yeah.
I don't get what they are. I don't understand what they are in the game. I'm fine that they don't get 107 from Ninja because that was way OP. But Hallelujah
so OP.
Them. Yeah, that was crazy OP. I agree. Get rid of that. I just want to know what the fuck they are in the game.
I can understand why. I mean, I always assumed it was
They're their own
intentional
thing, Chris.
that
I don't like it.
I always assumed it was intentional that the Hallelujah didn't heal the robots. And then they changed it to healing, and now they're going back to it not healing. And I was like, well, that was what I fucking thought. You listened to some idiot about that change when it should have been the opposite way. It is weird
I don't think
that
they should be able to be poisoned.
They can't be poisoned.
Or mind
that was
controlled,
agreed. I mean, mind control I can kind of understand because you could like control the AI or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they don't get poisoned, do they? Because they didn't used to get poisoned.
I don't see anybody running poison, so I
right,
don't know.
exactly.
But if you are, I guess.
Because it used to kind of be a benefit because poison was so common. The Roombas actually were doing okay because they weren't getting poisoned in the massive things, and they were able to, chip shit up and survive.
I still think the Roombas are OP as fuck.
Yeah,
they're fucking tanks, bro. They're tanks. They have so much health for what they do. Like, they just sit there, and then you've got a 6-element Randy, which is like one of the fastest attacking cards in the game, one of the highest damage dealing cards in the game. He just sits there, kicks the shit out of you while you have to deal with the fucking vacuum.
I mean, they benefit you even more because Maxi can heal them.
No, they don't benefit me.
They benefit everybody.
They don't benefit me.
Oh man. Don't throw stuff at me, guys. I'm gonna cover my face for this. I'm actually very, very happy with the Hallelujah nerf. Even though that I'm a Mystic player, there's a lot of people, top players. There's a lot of top players, right? Chris, yourself, you're running Mystic Sci-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
There itself is broken. When you drop a Roomba with what is it, like 400 health over like 60 something attack?
I think it's 600 health.
Yeah, 600 health, right? And you all of that, it plays as a perfect block card. Like already, like on your board summons, you're getting value off of it because almost everything under 1,000 health is getting resummoned for the cost of 4. So you can have 4 summons on there for like a total cost of 12. And hey, guess what? Now I'm +8, and I have these little block cards that are like unstoppable. I find that the Ala nerf for it is like it was needed. It's gonna hurt Mystic, but also it kind of like hurts Sci-Fi. So it's a double nerf. Like BHK and Sair kind of got nerfed along with Ala.
You just mean that the Hal affecting Roombas is what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, it's the perfect block card.
Yeah.
Like really, you can make it change targets on midline like with one drop of a Roomba. Yeah. And I always like thought that to be like a concern for me, at least. And you guys that go up against Sci-Fi, like how many times have you seen Roomba Zolid when they have like 2 or 3 out, and that's the reason you lost because your 3.
I was running 6-element Randy in my mono green deck. I just threw him in there because he's just all around better than Sexy Done Randy. Like you could go and get a bunch of more tanks, because it's not like I love tanks enough as it is. Give me more tanks, then buff him with Ninju, and then keep him alive with Hal. It was insane. Yeah. So I'm totally fine with them not getting buffed by Kyle's, and totally fine with them not getting healed. I agree.
It's like what? It's like 1653 over 240 for a 5-drop. It's ridiculous.
Stupid strong.
Yeah.
I'm confused as to what they are game mechanically, but I agree.
That's what they are, Chris. They're vacuums.
Fair enough. They were definitely, to Vegeta's point, if they survive New Kid Blast and you can spawn more of them, that's a I definitely win card.
Yeah.
So I agree to that.
Especially if you then drop a Ninju on it and it doesn't get targeted and it has 2 health and just keeps knocking 100 health off of whatever it's hitting.
It's crazy.
I think they're trying to go as much as they can to where most cards will get knocked out by New Kid Blast, and that the reset of the New Kid Blast is a little bit more apparent. Obviously, tanks and stuff will still survive. A lot of fighters will still survive with some health, but I think all assassins should die. Most range cards should die. Mecha Timmy's probably shouldn't die. I could say some Beyblades might not. Robo should probably die.
For a free drop, absolutely.
Just because the idea, because this game is so unique in the fact that like after you take a bar, you do kind of reset. Because in all other games, like let's talk about kind of Hearthstone or whatever, like if you build something big, you're done, 30 health gone, whatever. Or if you're in like Minion Masters or whatever, I don't know how Clash Royale works, but like you chip away at 3,000 health, and if you get a good push, you can do that 3,000 health in one push. But in South Park, you truly have
what's up,
to
Dave?
make like 3 successful pushes. Whether you can take one and turn it into another one, or just like do 3 successful ones. No, that just depends on the deck and the strategy. But it's cool. It's more interesting, I think, in that aspect, because it makes you more combos. You don't just focus on one combo. You kind of have to have a lot of different stuff going on.
I focus on one combo.
You definitely focus. Well, your whole deck is one combo though, so.
Where are we at? What do we guys?
More tanks.
Where do we land?
More tanks and more healing is what the game needs, right, Chris? That's what we're talking about.
Well,
Sure.
I
We should be able to build a death ball and keep that death ball alive for all 3 bars. That's the goal.
I personally
For a
don't know
4.4
about
cost deck.
any new cards coming out, but let's hope it's a good one. What did we have last? An assassin?
Yep.
Then
Next
before
is
that-
Jesus, everybody.
Next is Jesus. It could be.
Jesus and Satyr Garrison. 2 mystic cards. Let's go.
Is one of
man.
them
Let's go.
legendary?
Yeah, totally.
Is
Jesus.
Jesus
duh.
legendary?
Adventure needs an epic assassin.
Duh.
Adventure's lacking so bad.
Adventure doesn't need anything anymore. It's just Mystic just needs more healing and more tanks.
No,
That's all
not
we need.
Adderall. Like, execute. What are you talking about? All right. Did
Like
we
your
miss
posse,
any?
Vegeta.
Did we miss any cards that got buffed or nerfed or anything? I don't think we did.
Did we talk about Satan?
The new release
Oh yeah,
card is
Satan's
Dave.
last.
He's
Yeah, we
over here.
didn't talk about Satan. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Can I see Dave on stream?
not quite. No.
We're just gonna move Dave out of frame.
Satan.
Bye, Dave.
I feel like
Bye,
Satan's
Dave.
pretty good. What do you guys think? That's all I gotta say. Satan's pretty good.
Yeah, Satan nerfs are totally justified. They absolutely were. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
Next topic.
This is where we need Luke to come in.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He should do. He's
needs
6
a
drop. He
buff.
should do 400 damage.
He should kill everything.
He should immediately take a bar for free.
Actually, somebody
You know.
mentioned something interesting where Satan when you played him would also damage your own new kid a certain amount of damage,
Yeah, that
kind of
would be
like a
dumb.
summon.
That would be dumb.
Pretty
So
interesting.
he's,
I don't like that idea at
he's
all.
fine. He's fine now. He
That's
does his job. He does what at 3 or 4 or whatever. If you play him correctly, he's still a great card. If you're relying on him like the old meta, you're gonna get trashed because
Yeah, you can't just you play him differently now if you're smart. I mean, if you have him at like a level 5, even level 4, play him like the old wipe style. But if you're playing him at level 3, you need to play him offensively.
Yeah.
Drop him in front of shit like a tank. Who cares if it damages your shit in the back? If it damages your shit in the back, whatever, you just did a huge chunk to everybody else too. So
Yep.
you got a tank.
Yeah, I had somebody drop one on me, and everybody just killed him because he's not beefy enough anymore. But it's
Yeah.
still. I had somebody put him behind New Kid. I beat that guy, but it was interesting.
yeah.
I think it was. I honestly think it was like PC Hypers. It was one of the people that I knew had Satan, and then he played it first card behind him, and I was like, okay, well if you ninja it now, I mean I could guess maybe that'd be pretty good, but he never
PC
buffed
Hyper.
it or it was so confusing.
He's going through some sort of denial
Phase.
phase, and making sure if he
Yeah.
can figure out how to play him now. I don't know. Again,
Don't
maybe
care
he's
as
a cool
long
guy,
as he
but
gives me bars.
dude, I just think the players that relied specifically on Satan are going to have to get better now because I'm winning pretty much all of those matches before, whereas before I had to use C.
Right.
Satan is fine.
Oh
Great card.
Yep.
yeah.
I took Unholy Combustion on for a little bit, and then I played David, and I was doing really super well against David, and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking David win. And then all of a sudden level 5 Satan came out. I was just like, God, are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Like, why? Why?
That's what gives Red Wings vacation days.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna win.
So
Denied.
heartbreaking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a
real free
couple like
card.
that where I was like, oh man, this guy's like, man, he's like a top fucking 50. I'm gonna beat this guy. It's gonna be great. And then Satan is like, oh shit.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times that's happened, I just didn't even have UC in my hand, so it's like I didn't even have a chance. Didn't even have a chance.
Yeah, I was running my level 4 Aerostorm, level 3 Incan, and I was like, I'm gonna beat David with level 3 legendaries. It's gonna be fucking epic. Boom, Satan. Fuck. Rest in pepperonis.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
man.
All right, guys. Let's switch topics. I think we talked about all the card upgrades. Actually, we talked about this before, but let's jump this quick. One card you'd nerf. Go.
Satan again. I'm just kidding.
You hear that, Luke? Yeah. Now that Satan is no longer needed to be nerfed so hard.
Cock magic.
Cock magic.
Grand Wizard Cartman.
Grand Wizard Cartman. Yeah. I think
The red theme.
Grand Wizard Cartman. The AoE dude is just like the effect like covers like I think it's 42% of the board.
It's so
like
stupid.
It's a lot.
It's so stupid how far that ability hits your
like,
tower.
I run them, and like I'll face like a level 5 or like a level 6 Osmo. Like I played like Blades, and he has level 6 Osmo and whatnot. And like just like comparison for like one more cost on a 6-drop is broken, and the max damage like at max 4 is like 215.
It's
So even if you try to assassin flood it, it's broken,
getting
and it
knocked
has
back,
to be run with Mystic. You're always getting value off of like GWC and Pope. Or like I'll play Cock Magic.
Removal.
Dude, the dirtiest thing is okay. Like they'll have a push coming. I'll play GWC and then I'll drop Cock Magic into 4. All right, it sounds bad for my 11, but most of the time it like evens out to like 15 to 11, so I go positive 4. Then if you run Pope, it's the last summon off a Cock Magic on your side.
Yep.
So then I just cost 2 to bring back GWC, which is fucking it's insane. It really is.
The entirety of the goddamn fantasy theme is just fucking cancer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick I'll have to pick my second choice because I agree with Vegeta. My first would be Grand Wizard Cartman. After that, SDNW, if you have one already, go. I gotta think for a second.
Cock magic again.
It was
so
how would you touch Cock magic? What would you do? Just less total, or?
I would make it cost 7.
Oof, steep.
7.
It's fair though. I mean, you're always gonna get 7.
Yeah, you're already taking like fucking goddamn.
Like at least 8.
I've had so many people cock magic me while I've got like Maxi, Duso, Witch Doctor token, and like Zen Cartman on the field.
Yeah, there you go. Capium, I agree. Capium, I agree. Change it to a card that you currently use in one of your main decks that could use a nerf.
A Ninju and Witch Doctor token probably a little bit.
Ugh.
I'd say Witch Doctor too. He should somehow buff based on how much damage he does. He shouldn't buff the full from a rat. He just shouldn't.
Stand on many moons.
Yeah. That blast is a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah, it's really good with Satan too, or with Santa.
And
Sam
Santa,
is really good. I'd probably have to say Sam, yeah.
Also, I think my second choice is still fantasy. Probably Shield Maiden Wendy. She really should be 4 cost.
Yes, she should. Absolutely.
Not Witch Doctor.
She's pretty underwhelming in my opinion.
What was that? What?
She's pretty underwhelming in my opinion. It's only like 913 over 178 for a 3-drop. She'll get cleared by a dog too.
Dude, she doesn't have her invincible shield on, which she gets like every 3.5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, you can
cannot
use it.
stop.
Well,
it's
a bigger skill.
Is what, 5.2?
You have to kind of skillfully use the shield, but if you use the skill well, if you use the shield well, you can block the New Kid Blast. You can block, you can block the Incan kill that was gonna kill you. You can block the Cyborg shield that was gonna steal you. Like you can fucking do some sick shit. Yeah, Fireball, Arrow Storm.
I think the big issue is just that fantasy is such a cheap cost theme in general for what you get. Like it is so like when you look at it, like your Randy that's shitting out Cox is only 4 costs and he's already a really good ranged unit, does a ton of damage. Sits behind your Grand Wizard Cartman, which is arguably the best 6-drop in the game. I mean, no doubt, actually. It's the best 6-drop in the game. Cock Magic is just guaranteed fucking energy glory. Like, you just get so much energy advantage out of it. Everything's so cheap in that theme. Then your fucking Shield Maiden Wendy, who fucking hitter, is only like 3 costs on top of it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much energy advantage you get playing fantasy.
The only problem with fantasy really is that you're forced into like larger cards, like let's say Pope Timmy, definitely if you're running GWC, or if you don't have GWC, you're forced into sci-fi. So your average cost for running fantasy is at least a 3.7. Like my deck is like
That's
a
cheap.
4, a flat 4. It's cheap, but you look at any sci-fi mystic player and what, OniChris, your deck is a 3.4 on
What?
average, right? It's
No,
3.4, 3.5 if
my
you drop
deck's.
Allah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Enforcer needs to be nerfed. Everybody, there's another.
Oh, there you go.
I
Yeah.
think
Sure.
I think my deck is 3.7.
It's still low. Like comparable, the 0.3 difference is like 18 summons per game.
It's not a 4.
I'm just talking about Wendy. For me, I'm just talking about Wendy specifically. I don't agree that she's underwhelming or fine. I think she's incredibly overpowered for what she's worth.
Me too.
I agree with
too.
I agree with the fantasy things, but I mean specifically Shield Maiden's just on top of Blood Elf being 3 and Cox coming at you while she's getting more shields because you're hitting Cox. Insane value.
Yeah. She's
And
good.
yeah, I
Like
agree. Oh, go ahead.
if you guys are running Shield Maiden, don't burn the ability like as soon as you get like the attack animation off or whatever. Like if they're attacking you. In my opinion, like the best way to play her for value is like as soon as she's about to die, then burn the shield because you'll make them force summon again and you can play defense. That's how I do it. I don't know.
I think it might have got glazed over, but I'm going to change my answer for what I run in my deck, and I don't want to, but yeah, Enforcer should probably cost more.
Yes, Enforcer has needed to be a 3 since fucking forever. His radius needs to be nerfed.
Radius down.
His radius needs to be nerfed, and he needs to be 3 cost. I'm sorry, he just does.
I don't know about maybe not both.
Both.
The cost is fine. His DPS is like the slowest in the game, next to next to Santa. And
Yeah, he
Storyteller.
hits pretty slow.
No.
Dude, his DPS is like slower than some kids I used to ride the bus with.
That's offensive.
Yeah,
Hey, I used to ride the short bus to homeschool.
Y'all don't say
so
that.
I can make a joke.
Hey, I was homeschooled. Y'all don't say that.
Hey, what's up? It's Deuce Dropper.
Deuce Dropper. All right, guys.
Deuce
I
Dropper,
I think we got all the cards and
Yeah,
everything
stop.
talked about. Let's move over to Team Wars. We're gonna talk about it generally, kind of how we're feeling about it. Now we're a couple weeks into Bronze, so we kind of see what that feels like, and then also mostly we're gonna kind of talk about the matchmaking and how we feel about that, how it's doing, etc., etc. I'll start out just talking a little bit. It's weird. I played all my games this morning, and I went 9-1, and my only loss was on my like 3K legend new kid that level 19 that didn't have a whole lot of levels because it was mostly adventure locked. It's unlocked now, but so it just didn't have a lot of levels, and I won 3 games, but the one game I lost, I just like the guy out-leveled me so hard. Like all of his epics were level 4. It was just I couldn't fight past it, and he wasn't terrible, But all my other games, it's so, I mean, man, it's crazy. You could easily get 3 shit games and easily go 114, or you could get 3 really tough games, and it really is just such a luck of the draw. And the matchmaking doesn't seem to make much sense because I got Shred on my main account, and I beat him, and then my other two games, even though it should have been Bronze, they didn't have any card levels close to mine. They had level 3 Garrison still. They had level 4 rares. Like it just wasn't. It didn't make any sense how I would even be matched to them. But I guess if you're, if there's 100, 200 teams in Bronze, 500 players, some of them in the bottom tier of those are gonna not be that good every week. They're not gonna have a great deck every week. So
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's a hard problem to solve. Matchmaking correctly for Team Wars at least.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, someone else have any comments about what
I can
they've
agree
seen?
To the matchmaking thing, what happens when the first team hits silver? and nobody else is in silver.
Yeah, what happens when we're the only ones in guys?
I'm just saying, like, we're gonna end up playing new kids that are a lower level. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
My assumption is that if it does match you, it would jump your new kid up to the same level. That's my assumption. But
they'd still have way less caps and way shittier cards.
We're just gonna be alone in silver.
We don't get to play until another team comes, and then it's just that's the only bracket.
Yep.
Fuck, that could work.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we get first place every week, you know. we won't.
Yeah,
we won't
no,
get the
I
extra
don't.
caps, or the extra crowns, but you know, whatever.
I think they were maybe hoping that most teams would get to silver at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen.
But a lot of the big teams that would be up there have been matching up against each other, so the disparity between the points is pretty big. But I don't know. What's silver? 1,000?
1,500.
1,500. Fuck me. Okay. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there'll be another way to get crowns. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? But I mean I think the bracketing is acknowledgeably weird, but I think it makes sense by how it's matched. I think all the teams I'm a part of, it makes sense. Like there's just a big pool of people that you can get matched with based on that parameter. So even though we think in our heads that there's only 20-30 teams that maybe should be up where we are, but in reality, as far as the matchmaking goes, there's 200-300, maybe even 2,000-3,000. Like who knows how many teams of full 50s getting full bottle caps there are. Because there's 20-some thousand kids in fucking Legends, so it's a lot of teams of 50.
Yeah. The first week seemed to make sense for me. Like the first week, Nambla, Free Play Whales, Dire Tide, and Szechuan Sauce, I was like, okay, cool, this makes sense. They're doing it based off of like ranks within the team as well as bottle cap spent. That makes sense to me. But that was the only week it ever happened. Like after that, it was
I think that was just them intentionally trying to have a good show. I think the team or the bracket for us was just like pre-picked, pre-selected.
That's possible. You know, I was thinking about that. Like that's very possible. But then why wouldn't they include Illuminati on that first one?
If that were true,
Did I miss my input?
No, man, it's all you.
We're just talking.
All right. I enjoyed the TVT. I like how it kind of like differentiates. Like every 2 weeks, I feel that there's a cycle. Like, okay, it obviously goes pay to win. Like this week, I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you had like Man Bear Pig at level 4 or even level 3, it's auto win with no hard clear, no card removal, and then I'm sorry.
Stupid.
I'm gonna cry about it later as soon as I can find the box of the tissues.
I only got 112.
I will say though, that's also almost true for PC Principal, or if you had fucking Garrison or Pocahontas up. Those cards were just as difficult to remove and could have won you not just as easily as Man Bear Pig, but definitely with no removal. The huge threats.
What a weird choice. What a weird choice to have Man Bear Pig as an option and then not have any removal. That seems like an oversight from somebody.
It was the pigeons, man. Pigeons killed every Man Bear Pig I went up against.
How was it for you, Chris, walking around with that level 5 Man Bear Pig? Tell us about that.
I started the game and walked away.
You just dropped him down and just walked away. It's a good game.
And to feed
It's
my
like,
dog.
114, no problem.
It sucks. I mean, obviously it sucks. I mean, coming from me, it shouldn't be that way. Team War shouldn't be that way. I all my wins were fucking free. Obviously, I shouldn't have to elaborate more on that. All my wins were super, super free, and that sucks. It's not supposed to be like that. That's not a good challenge. It wasn't fun for me. It wasn't fun for the other player. It needs to be adjusted in some way. But we've talked about this like 4 weeks in a row since it came out. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I've said the same thing. Procast after procast. I keep saying it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interested to know how they pick the cards. If it's truly like a well thought out process, or if at this point they're just kind of like, oh, this would be cool, this would be cool. Maybe they have a system to do it.
It's clearly well thought out. That Dougie week. Dougie and Drow Elf.
That's true. Dougie, Drow Elf. Yeah, I mean, there definitely is combos. You know, you could pick.
That was not a fun week.
You could pick Robin CKI.
Some of the best games I played.
You could pick Robin CKI, you could pick Cyborg, Mind Control. You could like kind of theme the decks, which I think they're doing a pretty good job of. But yeah, this week with the no removal, no cock magic, nothing like that. I mean, the AQR was kind of the option, but she's just so slow that even killing like a Bebe or something took forever.
Plus Shaman was a choice.
And Shaman was a choice, which is clearly for the AQR kind of combo thing. So it's cool. I thought my Namblos deck actually was maybe even better than the free to play deck, just because based on what the stuff was. Because I saw Pocahontas was a lot stronger than I was expecting her to be. At level 2, she won me some games. Her little homie getting spit out was surprisingly strong.
I wonder if.
No, go ahead.
I wonder if, let's say, I saw Shalazar talk about it. What if they did go back to what I think a lot of us thought? Not go back, but if they had done what a lot of us thought, which was multiple themes and then more cards to pick from theory crafting, if that would kind of fix, hey, maybe Illuminati makes the perfect deck that they spend all week thinking about, and then we, free-to-play Whales comes across it with over-leveled cards, but they have the exact perfect counter. That'd be sick. I don't know how easy that would be to implement, but that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to do the multiple themes for sure.
Yep.
I think the two choices, simple choice is the best way to do it for a game that's largely played casually by people who don't have much communication with each other. I think it does pretty good at that, at its job at that. Any more complication in the voting process might be too complicated, and I'm sure they thought about that a lot. But yeah, I feel like there should always be some sort of like removal like that, but also I do kind of like it because it is fun to like be able to play my swordsman and know that he's not going to get removed. So know that I get to maybe outplay with his ability, or I get to do some cool stuff. I get to try to keep him alive. Just it's definitely more fun, I think, to know that it's not there, but at the same time, when you're on the opposite end, when you got a Man Bear Pig 4 coming at you. Although on my Adventure Lock deck, I took out a level 2 Man Bear Pig with Warboy and Pigeons next to my new kid, and it was fucking awesome. He still took a bar, but I won. There's so much damage there.
How to match up players is a little bit broken in my opinion for TVT, because I played somebody and I know that Shalazar played the same person, and then like I checked like with our people and they played the same person and we made the players 0 out. I feel that one improvement to the TVT that can be made is, unless like you're in the same league, like okay, like let's say we get paired up in the same league as Illuminati, this isn't going to apply. But the teams that don't have the cards necessary to go ahead and compete with, a majority of our team is pay to play. It's going to be like really, really just like demeaning and depressing to have to play the same team 3 times in a row. There's no reason that a free-to-play player should have to go ahead and face me, then OniChris, and then Shalazar. There's mathematically no way that they can win. One improvement that I think needs to be made is, okay, like let's say you take the first loss to a free-to-play whale. Now, for your other 2 games, or how many ever it may take you to complete your cycle, free-to-play whales can no longer play you.
That's interesting.
Because it's obvious that you can't win. Like, at least have a little bit of competition to it where, like, skill comes into play. I'm not saying that, like, some of our games we didn't outplay people, because I got 2 of the hardest mercenaries that are on the team, and I got 6 Shinobis or whatever's best player, which is, like, top 50.
All of my matches
were top 50.
All of my matches, all the people I played had the same level cards as me, so I don't care.
That'd also be kind of problematic, because that would mean that if I took a loss from Illuminati or Dire Tide, that means I can no longer come across them as a free to play also, or is it?
That's where I said that's not going to be like, that's not applicable. Teams that are equally based with us with card levels and skill levels, we should be allowed to play only each other. I only want to play Illuminati.
That's the point.
3 wins aren't fun.
League. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, obviously,
that's where it is.
Yeah, the bracket needs to adjust when everyone hits the reset and like got thrown down to like 50 way back in the day into silvers. Then everyone gets to play and readjust. That's just how the bracket works. You know, you eventually just got to climb. Eventually, people won't be playing us. You know, eventually it will just be us and Illuminati.
I will say that I honestly think that all of the stuff, based on my experience with free to play Whales team and matchmaking, and then also Namblos was 5-0 in Wood League, destroying our opponents with like 24 runs, right? And we scored less points when we were in Gold League. Or in Bronze League the next week, right? We got last place. We lost 10 total. If we lose 10 every week, we'll still be in bronze for like 2 months. So
yeah.
So us getting up to bronze was technically like a mistake because we didn't have the ability to, but the way the bracketing system works, we kind of gamed that system where, you know, we were going to win every time because we had 35 bangers, but we weren't getting the type of buckets or the type of caps, god damn it, that were going to get us to the top.
First time this stream.
And so when we got the extra 15 people, when we got to 50-50, we got fucking rocked that week because we didn't benefit from those upgrades at all. So it really will eventually narrow that down where the only people in Gold League will be the people who truly benefit from those upgrades, and so the matchmaking will hopefully be better. And if you're not matchmaking with gold, you're at least matchmaking with silver people, right? So it'll eventually, when we get up there, because right now we're still matching up against people who, like I said, have a level 3 garrison, which, I mean, it's a new card, so I can understand some people not having it. But to also have like a level 4 rare elsewhere is like, it's unacceptable for me to play somebody like that with my deck that's basically maxed for our levels. Or at least like I got full value from the cards that were my level. Like there wasn't a card that I had leveled higher, except I think Swordsman. Maybe it'll
start fixing itself in the later leagues.
That's like what that's what I'm kind of saying and thinking.
For a couple months, yeah.
It's just gonna take time to get there.
It's like a really rocky start. It makes it seem a lot. I don't want to say worse than it is because it is kind of a lot of adjustments need to be made, but it's crazy worse because we're playing XX Nobody 69.
The thing is, if people have an easier time, like they can only play us, you know, one time, like Vegeta said, well then they're gonna have more chances to win and be put in the same bracket as us, you know, the same league as us when they, you know, shouldn't be in that league. So it won't correct itself over time if that's the case.
That's true.
You know, at this point, it's just, it sucks right now, but it just needs time to work itself out.
But yeah,
it will work itself out in time.
Gamer Chick, I agree with you. I wish they would have. The first time I heard about Team Wars, I thought this was going to be the case where it was going to be you get to play the cards at the level that they get upgraded to. And I thought that was going to be really cool because, you know, we could play with level 7 epics or something, or level 6 epics, or, you know, cards that we had never played at that level, which would then, you know, possibly entice us to, you know, get those up for ladder. So it would still it would still make us want to upgrade stuff. But I mean, having to upgrade to it, I guess it's the same logic as doing the same for challenge mode. It does benefit them and the model to, you know, make you have a reason to spend your mats and not sit on 400 million gold. So I mean, I guess, and there's some people who have so much and they're like, I don't have any reason to spend it. So there's some people that are happy that they have a reason to spend it now. So there's always people who think different ways about it. But I agree. It would have been so much fun if it was just like whatever we leveled it up to, that's what we get to play it at. That'd been really cool. Because then it's like,
cool.
what is your team think is the better deck? Like, pick it up, not what you are forced to based on your cards. Also, the idea of like the idea that each league scales the levels, like Bronze League is friendly fights, next league is +1 to all levels, next league is +2 to all levels. I think that would have been pretty cool too. And then Gold would have been ending Legend 5, everything else 7 kind of thing, or 4, whatever it would have been.
Yeah, to jump from 14 to 16 is disgusting on a progressive scale. Like new kid sees like +4 more attack,
right?
like
and then give us an extra 12 bottle caps. like almost
it's
double
not-
the
that's
amount of
not
bottle
right.
casts we get, or 50%
To add on to
increase.
My prior statement of like the if you lose to this team you can't play them anymore. It's not a fix-all, but I feel that it would be like a proper funneling to players in your skill range and your card level, because every team that like you would lose to, it's like, okay, I get out leveled. Hey, I get like a competitive game that I had a whole lot of fun with. It's like, yeah, I lost 2 out of 3, but I still get the points, and like maybe we'll see third like in our division, and then next week will be better. That's just from like my consensus. I want the game to stay competitive. I don't really enjoy like the legendary weeks for TVT because nobody here likes free wins. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
I
it's
like
just
free
like
wins.
I play
Not
this
you,
game to get
baby
better.
whale.
That's all it is. Is I play this to get better. If I keep getting free wins in TVT, which is supposed to be the most competitive aspect in the game, it doesn't teach me anything. And it doesn't benefit the other person that, like, let's say is like new to legendary, and it's like, holy shit, now I have to face a guy that's $3,000 into the game.
Right.
Well, maybe
That's
if you
not-
weren't such a
that's not
goddamn whale.
Exactly. Well, I'm a
Like I said,
dolphin.
all
Hey,
my
but-
matches were all evenly matched. I had the same level cards, if not lower level cards than the people I was playing. So
I
don't
got
wanna
out
fucking
leveled
hear
in one
it.
game.
I don't want to
got
fucking
out
hear
leveled
it.
in one game,
You goddamn
which is like
whales.
crazy because we had a perfect upgrade this week, and I got out leveled. So
Yeah, well, I had level 4 lightning bolt and fucking.
Yeah, that
that
sucks.
sounds like a personal problem.
I had I had a
There are
lot
personal
of
problems. I'm not a whale like you guys.
I mean, I had a level 2 man bear
Exactly.
pig, so I
You're a
didn't
fucking whale.
I didn't play him
You just
at
made
all.
lightning
3
bolts.
games, 3 wins, didn't play him at all. So I've definitely learned how to not play cards because I think last week I played 3 carded. There's 2 cards I didn't play at all. I can't remember what it was, but
Yeah,
I'm getting pretty good at that.
same here. There are a lot of like this week. I was really pissed. The one match that I only got 1 buff. I was forced to end up playing the Garrison. That was only level 3, and I just did not want to play him, but I had no other option. So I was like, oh great, here goes a waste of 5 energy. Fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Pepperoni.
somebody alien collided my mecha, and I was just like, fucking asshole.
Yeah, I kept that. Me too. It was pretty cool. They had level 7.
I never got a mecha lead. I never got a decent lead. Every lead I had to start Captain Wendy every match, and I was just like, why? Why? What is this?
Stop requesting Maxi, he said.
No.
This week was especially weird because there were better weeks. Like the week with Cock Magic was a good week.
That was a fun week. Yeah, this week was just, I don't know, it was cool though because a lot of my wins were because I did a really smart Swordsman Garrison charge, like like timed it perfectly to get the hit on New Kid. Like that's how I won a couple, not on my free to play account, on my other 2 accounts, because I'm playing with like basically friendly level shit and then a level 5 PC principal, and that's about it. Even the adventure and neutral cards that were there, like Shaman and Pigeons, I didn't have leveled up, so but I still eked out 6 wins. It was tough. But I mean, the matchmaking's pretty good to match you towards card. Like when I have level 2 epics and the person I'm going up against maybe has 1 level 3 epic, I feel like the matchmaking's all right. Like I can skill my way out of that one, unless it's a level 3 Pocahontas or no level 3 Sexy Nun. Last week or 2 weeks ago, destroyed my Adventure Lock deck, dude. I couldn't stop him.
I mean, it's not like level 3 legends can't beat level 4 legends if you're a good enough player.
For sure. And like
It's not
mirror
hard.
matches though, I don't know.
And mirror matches difficult, but still doable.
Yeah, cycle matters a lot. Card placement, how you decide to play it.
The cycle, RNG.
Yeah, there's a lot that
Dude,
If you're a
matters.
good player or not.
Card cycle is like all of it. It's like 75% of the game when it comes to like our skill level. Like at least top 25, top 50, it's all fucking starting hands. If I start out with Purify, Cock Magic, Pope Timmy, Hermes, and like Ninja, it's a loss.
Yeah,
Unless like I can rebuild.
yeah. There's definitely
Like,
some
most
hands you
of
get
it-
where you're just like, oh fuck.
I've had like great mirror matches, like Grey God. He's been climbing and he's running basically the same deck that I am, and like every single time it just comes down to like, okay, we're gonna play really, really well against each other, and we're gonna draw. or one of us is going to get a dead hand and we're going to lose. So
Cock magic.
that's what it is for me.
You cock magic fuckers.
Glans, is there anything else that you want to
Glans.
touch up on? Because I have to go deal cards for some of my buddies, make a little bit of money.
Dude, yeah, no, that's pretty good timing. We SDNW's got to be gone in like 10 minutes anyway. We can just touch over the one last subject was the new card events. We've played a couple of them now. We've gotten the boosts. I personally played with level 6 Warboy, level 6 Space Warrior, and level 6 Ice Sniper the other day, and it was a blast. So I think that was one of the that was one of the coolest things that they've recently changed. It could infuriate people because I know LaFor's got really high in rank because he could buff his like mecha with Witch Doctor or something. I can't remember what it was, but one of his legends got to level 4. And I can't wait till Oni gets to buff mecha to level 5 with his 6th element.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
But I think it's cool. You know, it lets you try out cards at a level that you already have or that is competitive. You know, which is something we always complained about, like not knowing what a card would look like at level 6 unless you actually dump the fucking time into it, which is ridiculous. So getting a chance to play with it, I think it's awesome. Do you guys have any thoughts about it? Goods, bads? The 2x lockers, awesome.
Good things. I agree.
I don't know.
It definitely benefits. I'm sorry, but I do have to leave soon.
Yeah, I don't like the buff thing. I don't like the buff thing. I don't like that it applies to ladder. Now everyone has like level 4 Grand Wizard Cartman on my ass. That was just my experience with the first week of it. It's just level 4 Grand Wizard Cartman.
There'll definitely be some weeks that are better than the others for sure. Where like some special cards that normally aren't leveled are now leveled.
Yeah, I mean I'm a little bit biased too because I get no benefit out of it because my only like leveled cards are greens.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
The only thing that's gonna buff anything are green cards that I already have maxed out.
Yeah, I went up against somebody who had level 7 Belf, level 7 Astro, and then another level 7 Comet, and I was like, God damn.
I did that TMP.
I did that too.
Nice.
I saw that.
But it was fun. I mean, on my adventure lock, I got to run level 6 Dougie. On my other account, I got to run level 6 Terrence and Phillip. So I mean, it's fun. It's definitely fun. I think it's some needed fun in the game.
Sure.
It definitely benefits like the lower ranked players or like the players that are like just on the cusp of becoming really good. Because as like a free to play, you can go ahead and like scale your donations on cards that you got to use during an event. Now, for players that already have a solidified deck, like such as, you know, like anybody in this stream, really, you guys know what you like to run, you guys know what you like to play, you know the stats behind it. It's going to make events harder.
Right.
Because now your opponent is mirroring everything at similar level. Like, okay, like the 1 week, it was what, like if you have level 6 Enforcer, you get like 2 more buffs on top. That's going to hurt. It's really perfect, like in my opinion, because all the new players and like the free to plays and like mid like ranked players that are like just getting good get all the incentive to see what cards they want to upgrade. Now for us whales,
it fucks with ladder.
It hurts us in the ladder because we're gonna have to go ahead and derank to like where the card levels aren't somewhere, or we're gonna have to go ahead and like play people with a beastly deck and then like our same tiered options. No, you're gonna still play them, but it's gonna make the events that much harder. And also, I'm really pissed off on the double loot that they blocked out the PvP ticket option for double because, like, you know, 500 compared to 1,000 is what, like 2 or 3 more PvP packs for the typical player. So you're looking at like a 90 in-game like increase just in a locker that's already predetermined.
Yeah.
And like it's not even like the highlighted rewards out of the locker. Like, okay, like let's say like I hit this chasing something else for like 2 or 5, which I don't normally do unless it's a Legends. I don't chase epics either, but you know, like if you go ahead and spend the 2 to 5 and like you burn mats, like let's say like you get like the ancient keys like at a 1 drop, like on like an off center like locker, and it goes times 2, it's like, all right, well you just burnt the 35% boost. So it helps if you're gonna drop an epic or legends, but it also hurts like if you're a free-to-play player and like let's say you have like 500 in game and then you burn it trying to chase something.
Right, yeah. It gives you more incentive
the
to
same as
chase
the
something you
female
might
packs.
not have chased before, for sure. And I definitely have before. It's like, ooh, I'll go for 2 of those. Sure, yeah. All right. 1 of them, no. 2 of them? Yeah, let's do it. And then it's just
got
like
a
a
salmon
chance for
locker.
it, and then you get it, and it's like, fuck.
I got a salmon locker and he didn't get the double. I was so pissed.
Dude, exactly.
Ooh.
It's that, like, I
My
mean,
bad
it's...
to interrupt, guys. But I'm getting called. My ride is here. I'm gonna go deal some cards. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate being on the Procast and whatnot,
for
but
sure.
that's all the time I have. And I gotta leave. If you guys want to show me some love, DM me. If you guys want to throw some salt, you know where to find me. Peace out, guys.
Alright,
Play
peace
for
out,
life,
man.
baby. Let's
Dude,
go.
later, Vegeta.
Later, man.
River League, baby.
He's gonna hang up and it's gonna ruin everything. It's okay. But we I think we're good to go. I knew it was gonna ruin everything. It's okay, I'll fix it.
Did it fuck up the overlay real bad?
It's alright.
Yeah.
I'll fix
Oh, yeah.
it. We'll do this. That'll be good enough for now. Alright, so I think we hit everything we were gonna hit anyway.
Sure.
So we were gonna end it. And SDNW, you also have to get out of here.
I do.
Gotta get
It's
to
snowing
work.
now too, so I need to leave it sooner.
So
hell.
great Procast, everybody in chat. Appreciate the awesome chatting. This will also go up on YouTube, so if you have any questions or anything like that, you can drop them in the comments there, and we can hit them up on the next topics on the next Procast. The next one, like Nagar said, will be the 23rd. He said, I think is what he said. Yeah, the 23rd. We're gonna try to get Nagar on that one, so make sure you stop by for that one. Everybody in chat, appreciate it. OniChris, SDNW, both people on Twitch as well. You can follow their names in chat. They've been chatting with you guys to find their Twitch.
I'm gonna plug OniChris's stream because he said he'd pay me 3 PayPal bucks if I plug the stream. So
That's
We're
true.
gonna tune into OniChris. Twitch.tv/OniChris.
That's
Read the
perfect.
script. Read the script. You
Read
had
the
it,
script.
You had it, man.
Yeah, all right.
Follow me on Twitch. I just added a chatbot and a currency system like the buckets. So come hang out.
London's here. Man, good to see you, buddy.
Goddamn.
Long time, London. All right, guys, we're gonna take off.